I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA.
All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. This will be taken short, and he's going to be out of bounds on the return way back at the 11. So here are the Eagles now backed up to start their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it is permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team that wins.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Complete. Richardson has it. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. Time to check the defensive starters here for Kansas City. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for them to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
43, 43, 15.
Now Mahomes. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. And this offensive unit should have a lot of juice coming off the big output that they had 1 week ago.
Nothing like confidence, is there? When you've played well the week before, you can't wait to get back on the field and do it again.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Now they try the right side here. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead.
Yellow, Arsenal 56.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. For the Eagles, a look now at the starters on the defensive side of the ball. They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? On first down, Griffin. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Whenever I go to a team's practice facility and watch them work, I love to watch the defensive guys in what they call pursuit drills. The ball goes either towards them or away from them. How fast will they respond? On this play, the defensive end responded better than anyone and made a really nice play.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 12-yard line. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Mahomes now on first down. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Mike's 56. Mike's 56. Chance.
Yellow.
Now here's Mahomes. Well, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off at the 12. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Don't go this way.
They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On second down now, it's Richardson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now on third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. They'll look to throw here. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. That catch good for 5. It's third down. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's got Walters. Big catch. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a handoff here to his running back. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Check 9, check 9. Attack, attack, attack. Check 4, check 4. Attack, attack. Check 99.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 9, he got 8. And that's going to leave him with a 4th and 1 on their side of the field. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
He's not going to get me.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Motion, motion.
And to give this time to the tailback. 34 yards there and a first down. With a lot of the media, Charles, ourselves included, starting to prep those MVP ballots, you wonder if last week's performance, which he admitted was not very good, if that hurt him at all coming down the stretch.
Less than 50 yards on the ground in last week's game that you referenced, and let's face it, if he has another game like that, we'll erase him from the MVP discussion. He won't even be talked about anymore. He has to bounce back with 100-plus in this one in order to stay in that race.
Mahomes going to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. And he finds his man, that's Sweeney. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Hey, they scared. Wahoo. Mike, check. 59. Right here.
Yellow. 43.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Mecole Hardman, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Extra point safely through, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a draw play, Richardson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
2nd and 14. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It was Breland Speaks getting home to the quarterback that time.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
The Eagles send out their punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Our first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from Green Bay. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he needed to get to the midfield stripe, but he can't do it. He's about a yard short. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Here we go, 4th down, Mahomes. And going deep. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. A gutsy call, 4th and short. They go for it. Look at the result.
Yeah, not only did they go for it, they threw for it. Because to me, it was stacked up for a run situation, strength on strength, and they decided to put the ball in the air. And what a result. Big-time play.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. They're going to look to throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, 43, 43, 15. Here we go, 15.
Back near his goal line. Here's Mahomes. And Mahomes is going to go down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Ooh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time here for likely 1 play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Watch the safety creep.
And he'll give it here to his running back. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Alert! Alert, flare! Alert, flare! 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 Switch! Switch!
Hey, Sunday, on Sunday, on Sunday, on Sunday.
Motion, reset.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
You better bring it. You better bring it.
Hey, 57.
Right now, you
15.
check. Cross.
Finish the game. Finish the game.
Throwing on second and 14. Mahomes. His throw incomplete. Coverage there by Von Bell. This defense tried to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They complete it to Hill. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down.
Mahomes now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. And going deep for Hill. That's going to be caught. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 19-point game. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken very short, and they're going to have poor starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's Richardson to start the drive. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8. He'll look to throw. Turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. And this will be taken at the 13.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They had the double-digit lead at halftime, and they have continued to roll. They're hard to stop right now.
I think what we're seeing is an example of a team that has it figured out in this ball game. And whatever the adjustments are the defense has made, hasn't slowed them, hasn't phased them at all. They either anticipated them or they've been so far ahead that they just can't catch up.
Now it's just a search to add to the lead. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Defensively, it was Avonte Maddox with a tackle.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
No. Off. Watch the air. Joker. No. Me.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down.
Mike 56.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Wide open receiver complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 25-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Mahomes now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Yellow. 56. Mike, 56. Mike.
From the 16, Mahomes. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Mahomes now to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Well, they only had a yard to go. They try to pass the football. Defense blitz. Defense got there.
Yeah, I think on this one, this is probably good scouting, understanding a few tendencies and figuring out that, hey, they may take a shot, and they dialed up the pressure and got to him. It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
They start on the ground. It's Richardson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. We're back now in KC. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Down. 60 outlaw. Number 53. Mike 53. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Let's go.
Back to throw now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. The Eagles on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. Looking to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. Breaks through the contact.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Buying time to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard that time, second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for, and a great surge by the offensive line.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. Now a hit and a loose football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and now it's second down. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that
and that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Mecole Hardman, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they're looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 25 yards that time. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. It's caught. Jones. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Around the NFL, they're in the 4th now in Green Bay. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And if they could hold on to that lead, it would be win number 4 on the season for them. Now a handoff looking right. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check. Motion out of back.
Now they'll run it on the toss. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one going the wrong direction. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And the ball is knocked out. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. And the catch made by Walters. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
But go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
But right now, maybe they're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. Check. Deuce.
On second down, it's Griffin. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary.